Well, there we go. I think I'm recording. What does that say over there? Stop taking video. Oh, well, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to sit here and talk for a little while. Got some snap peas to snap, so I'll be snapping those. And just sitting here talking. Just got back from the flea market, and we worked on the fireplace today. We got it so it wouldn't be so smoky, and so now we can enjoy ourselves instead of being smoked out all the time. Hmm. I guess I'm doing these right. Snap the ends off and snap them once or twice. Snap, snap. There we go. Got my old trusty microphone here, whatever kind that is, so you can hear me. And I'm sitting in the dining room, living room, just sitting here talking to you. So, what you been up to? Well, I think going to the flea market, and we made $4 today. Nobody's spending any money. I guess they're recuperating from Christmas and New Year's, like me, and they don't have any money to spend. Some people say it's the economy, and then other people say it's going to roar back in a couple of months. So I hope it does roar back by the springtime. That'd be great because my little business down there is suffering. I don't have much. Oh, I got a lot of money tied up in it. I can tell you that much, but I don't have much. I got some tie-dye t-shirts and I got some souvenir shirts. I got some hoodies and I got some hats and puzzles and toys. We bought some toys this year for Christmas, and I think we sold three or four. And that was about it. I don't know. Kids go outside and play anymore? So I'm just wondering because I got some toys you play outside with, or you can sit in the floor and play with. They're not electronic. Except one I got is a space capsule that when the astronaut sits in it, the light comes on inside so he can see what he's doing. Oh man, so that's good. I have a dozen dragons. Those they're about 17 inches long and they're made on 3D dragons. Sold the heck out of those. Too bad I only had a dozen. I was letting them go for really cheap too. Phew, that's one of my problems at the flea market. I'm thinking, like me, when I go to the flea market, I want to buy something cheap and expensive, not necessarily cheap. So I had a low price on them and sold the heck out of them. So if you got any ideas on how to price my stuff for the flea market, seems that we only have well, right now we have like a $5 crowd. A few years ago, it was more like a $20 crowd, and $20 crowds. We had a lot of things for $20, and we did good with that. So that's the flea market experience. We're inside, so we have a fireplace inside. Well, it's not really a fireplace. It's a 50-gallon drum turned on its side. It's got a door on it and everything. I guess somebody made it. Today, James and I and another guy, I don't know his name, fixed the stovepipe. Had to go to Lowe's and buy a couple of pieces of pipe to put in there. So the smoke don't leak out. We can't have that. Too much crap and smoke, carbon monoxide and all kind of other carcinogens. Don't want that. Got enough lung problems as it is. So, what you been up to? Hanging out? Not doing anything? You check out my truck driving video? And there I talked about how truck driving schools don't tell you everything. And they don't. And they can't because the big part is learning how to drive and getting your license and being trained, and so you can tell the DMV when you go get your license that, hey, I've been trained and I'm a truck driver. I guess if you're good at taking tests, you can go there and take a test and get your CDL and hire on with a company and tell them, hey, I've been driving for years. I don't know. And that's not me. I don't do that kind of stuff. Anyway, truck driving schools can't teach you everything. A lot of it you're going to have to learn on your own, like backing. They can show you the fundamentals of backing and things like that. And you can go out with another driver trainer and learn how to back some more. But you really learn how to back when you're in the truck by yourself and you're having to watch and get out and do it yourself. Because some driver trainers will get out and watch for you, and that's not good. And some driver trainers won't help you at all. Driver trainers get paid extra. They get paid more because they're training somebody and they're in their truck and all that kind of stuff. So they get paid a little extra. And I was a driver trainer for several years and I got paid extra. But some driver trainers will put you in the driver's seat and tell you and point you in the right direction and say, don't stop till you get there. Well, they go back and sleep or whatever they're doing back there in the bunk, watching TV, who knows, cooking, making stuff to eat. Whatever they're doing, it's easy money for them. But I didn't want to do that because it's not fair to the driver. You sit up there and you talk to the driver and you tell him stories and teach him things and all that. Let's see if Trish likes that. And so I enjoyed meeting the drivers and talking to them and teaching them how to drive and build their confidence. Nothing builds your confidence like the driver trainer sitting over there and he's talking to you, and next thing you know, you're nodding off. You're asleep, and they're over there driving and just letting them drive. Really, because driving is driving. If you can drive a car, you can drive a truck, and you can fly an airplane. Oh, sorry, you can't fly an airplane. You can drive a truck. Although, what was that story I saw not too long ago? Truck driver. Oh, it was an AI. It was an AI thing. Driver saves the lives of 400 passengers and lands the plane safely. That's good. Truck drivers, they're pretty smart. Truck drivers are pretty rude. Truck drivers have their own way of talking, and it's a and they think independently. They say what comes to mind, and they don't mind what they say. So there you go. Hmm. I got just a few more left. You can see them snapping these peas. I'm glad I thought about it today because yesterday I forgot, and my wife had to remind me. So here I am just snapping away. Whether she feels like cooking them tonight or not, I guess I could cook them too. I got some bacon grease over there. If I could find it, my wife bought some of that tub of bacon grease. That was the bacon you get nowadays. I don't know. It's just not the same bacon that I grew up with. We uh we slaughtered a hog and we had bacon and ham and pork and all that good stuff, and so our bacon grease was real fat. That bacon grease nowadays, I don't know, it looks a little runny to me. So that's what's going on with that. Yeah, truck driving is a whole new experience. You really learn a lot out there by yourself on the road. I learned by myself how to find customers, and I didn't have a GPS. I got a GPS eventually. I got me a TomTom, which was for cars. But you know what I did? I learned how to adapt it for my truck. Because a car, GPS, a TomTom, or whatever is out there nowadays, will take you on a car route. And if you're not paying attention, you'll go under a low bridge and knock the top of your trailer off and ruin your driving record. So you have to watch them car GPSs. They're for cars, not trucks. So I learned to adapt it. If the GPS was telling me to turn a certain place and I'd never been there before, then I would check my map. Because in front of a truck driving map, you have a list of low bridges and routes you can go, routes you can't go. I've been down well, I can't say I've been down a route that wasn't for trucks only once or twice. But I called the customer. I turned into the street, the road, and it said no trucks over 8,000 pounds or something like that. I'm like, well, crap. How am I going to get to the customer because it's just right down there? So I called the cop, went and found a place to pull over and a truck in a parking lot of a super center and called them and they said, oh, that sign at the beginning says no trucks over 8,000 pounds, but we're just down the road about a quarter mile. So come on down. Trucks do it all the time. We have to have our stuff delivered and the police know about it. So I guess if you went planning on going any further than that customer, you get a big old ticket. And ticket for truck drivers is more than it's for cars. Like when you go through the gorge here in North Carolina, excuse me, North Carolina on I-40, no trucks in the left lane, it says. I think that's a $400 ticket. My friend got a ticket going through one time. And he had to go to court. He wanted to go to court to fight it. And lo and behold, he won because the officer didn't show up. So that was good. That saved him $400, but he had to take 2 days off work. So there's 2 days gone right there. And let's see, truck driving schools, truck driving companies, they don't tell you everything. Of course, it's hard to tell you everything, but they could tell you when you want to hire on. It's a good question to ask. If they don't tell you, how long am I going to be out? Am I going to be out for a week? Or am I going to be out for a month or 2 months or whatever? It's a good thing to know because I was out for 6 weeks at a time when I first started. Oh my gosh, I was gone so long I grow my hair out, get a haircut, grow a beard, and shave it off before I got back home. How about that? One time I shaved my head. I was just so burnt out. On the road, just went in the truck stop in the shower and shaved my head. Well, I was unhappy. But I eventually signed on to a good company that got me home every weekend. Now, I got home every weekend. You get 34 hours off. It's supposed to take a 34-hour break every driving period. Sometimes, oh, I'm tired. Sometimes I didn't get home till Friday night. I had to leave out Sunday morning. Sometimes I got home Saturday and had to leave out Sunday afternoon. Things like that. So that's all part of the way it is. It's a whole new world out there. It's you do the same thing, but you do it in different places every day, which is what I like. I don't mind doing the same thing, like snapping peas. I can snap peas all day long, but if I could do it here at the house, and then I can do it on the front porch, and then I can do it on my back porch, and then I can do it in my truck, whatever. It don't matter to me. So anyway, Oh, you're just gonna have to look over that. I am worn slap out. It just wears me out to go to the flea market. And it was cold all day today. We were working on the stove and it was cold. And so that'll wear you out. I used to work out in the cold all the time when I was in the Air Force. I was an aircraft mechanic working on fighter jets. And you work out in all kinds of weather because you can't take the plane inside. You can't take it home and work on it. It's sitting outside on the flight line, and you got to be out there with it. And then eventually, some guy will come out of nowhere, and you'll hop in it and want to fly it. And so you got to be out there to launch him out. It was a good job, but I did work out in the cold, the heat, snow, the rain, the sandstorms, dust storms, hail, thunderstorms, tornadoes, hurricanes, you name it. I mean, it's just all part of the job. Like truck driving. When you get out there on the road, you're not inside. Excuse me, God. You're not inside a building driving. You're out on the road driving. And if you watch some of the videos on YouTube, you'll see they get blown over, strong winds. I got into a strong wind one time, and my trailer kind of, did that number there and then went back down. And I thought, I need to find a place to hide. So luckily, I was pulling into a city, and I got behind a retaining wall. It blew over. I guess I'm gonna have to go. Sorry about all that. So I'll see you next time. This is Jeff on the Jordan Show, and I really appreciate you coming and watching and subscribing and all that stuff that people ask you to do. Uh, I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. I got 763, something like that now. So I'm working on it, getting there, just enjoying myself. I make these videos for you because you never know what's going to help you out. If you're going to be a truck driver, if you want to be in the military or whatever, let me know and we'll just sit down and talk about it. So I'm going to let you go and I'll talk to you later. I'm getting hold of my mouse over here and push the button. Bye bye.